Subscribe to Pravin Bhosale YouTube channel and press the bell icon for the latest video updates.
Hello students, let today revise about structure of heart. Human heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 superior, small, thin-walled receiving chamber called arteria and 2 inferior, large, thick-walled distributing chamber called ventricles. Externally, a transverse groove is present between the arteria and the ventricle called arterioventricular groove or coronary sulcus. The interventricular sulcus is present between the right and left ventricle. In this sulci are situated coronary arteries and coronary veins. The coronary arteries supply oxygenated blood to the heart, while coronary veins collect deoxygenated blood from the heart. The coronary veins join to form coronary sinus, which opens into the right atrium. Right atrium is larger in size than the left atrium. From the right ventricle arises pulmonary trunk, while from the left ventricle arises systematic aorta. The pulmonary trunk and systematic aorta are connected by ligamentum arteriosum that represents remnant of ductus arteriosus of fetus. Internal structure: heart is 4-chambered with 2 arteria and 2 ventricles. Arteria are 2 thin-walled receiving chambers placed superiorly and separated from each other by interarterial septum. The right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from all over the body through superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and from heart through coronary sinus. The opening of inferior vena cava is guarded by Eustachian wall, while the opening of coronary sinus is guarded by Thebacean wall. An oval depression, fossa ovalis, is present on the right side of interarterial septum. It represents the remnant of foramen ovale, an oval opening in the interarterial septum of the fetus. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through 4 openings of pulmonary veins. Each atrium opens into the ventricle of its side by arterioventricular aperture, guarded by wall made up of connective tissue. The right arterioventricular wall has 3 flaps, hence called tricuspid wall, while left arterioventricular wall has 2 flaps, hence called bicuspid wall or mitral wall. This wall are attached to papillary muscle of ventricle by chordae tendineae. The chordae tendineae prevents the wall from turning back into the arteria during the contraction of ventricles. Ventricles are 2 thick-walled distributing chambers placed inferiorly and separated from each other by interventricular septum. Left ventricle has thickest wall as it has to pump blood to all parts of the body. The inner surface of the ventricle is thrown into a series of irregular muscular ridges called columnae carni or trabeculae carni. Pulmonary trunk or aorta arises from the right ventricle carrying deoxygenated blood to lungs for oxygenation. Systematic aorta arises from left ventricle carrying oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. Pulmonary aorta and systematic aorta has three semilunar valves at the base which prevent backflow of blood during ventricular diastole.